If you've been checking out my YouTube channel lately, you know that we're gearing up for TennisCon 4, where we help players just like you play big. So if you want to have a bigger serve, you got to be tuning in to TennisCon. You want to have a bigger forehand? Tune in to TennisCon. And today, I had to bring on Hammer It Tennis, Daniel Dodson from Hammer It Tennis, where he explains how he came up with the name Hammer It Tennis. There's a real good reason why, and it will actually help you hammer your forehand. So make sure that you go over to Hammer It Tennis after watching this video and smash up the subscribe button. And also make sure you go down in the link and you grab that link and you get on the alert list so you know when TennisCon 4 will be launching in October and you can get your free ticket, because we have the best coaches on the planet helping you play bigger and better than ever before. Daniel, take it away.
Hey guys, Daniel Dodson here, Hammer It Tennis. And so for the first time ever, we are going to explain to you the hammer behind Hammer It Tennis. And so a lot of you have always, thought maybe Hammer It was just like hit the ball hard, or yeah, but there's actually a very specific reason that we have named our method the Hammer It Tennis method. And so this has previously only been taught to our on-court students, but now for the first time ever, we're going to be bringing you the full Hammer It method. And so let's get to how you can hammer the ball. Are you like the millions of players who struggle with hitting the ball late? So when you go out and play, you feel like you're jammed and you're hitting the ball late every time? I've seen countless videos telling you that to solve this problem, you simply just need to prepare earlier. No matter how you prepare, if you're not doing one key move, you'll never hit the ball out in front. And you've heard, oh, I need to hit the ball out in front, but has anyone ever told you why you need to hit the ball out in front? There's one key reason why you need to hit the ball out in front. Because when we hit the ball out in front, it allows us to use our arm like a lever. That gives us the most leverage into the shot. Now, a lot of you are out there saying, hey coach, I've heard a lot about racket head speed, and that's true. And so one thing you have to understand is that the force applied by racket head speed is momentum. And momentum is simply the weight times the velocity equals the force into the ball. Well, your racket only weighs between 9.5 to 11 ounces, and how fast can you swing it? And that depends for different players. So instead of just using momentum, and we will use momentum, and it's very important, you also want to use the force of leverage. And leverage does not matter how fast you swing the racket. If you use leverage properly, you're going to get a significant amount of force onto the ball. Now, we're going to use momentum to give us a really big shot, but the leverage force is more powerful than the momentum force into the ball. And so that's why the world's best players all hit the ball out in front. And you say, well, it looks like they're swinging so effortlessly. It's because they're hitting the ball out in front, which allows them to use leverage into the shot. Now, how do you hit the ball out in front every time? Well, when I played, I hit the ball late a lot because I didn't understand how to get the racket to contact the ball out in front every time. Until one day, it finally occurred to me that my brain already knew how to hit the ball out in front. I was just thinking about it all wrong. And so finally I had to put down my racket, and I picked up a hammer, and I realized that whenever I used a hammer, my elbow leads, then the wrist, then the hammer. So my elbow goes like this. And so just try it. Put a ball under the net like this and take a hammer. If you don't have a hammer, you can just use your racket. Just turn it on the side. And notice, every time, no one is going to hammer like this. You know that if you use a hammer like this, you're not going to get any power. You don't use a hammer with the hammer head and the handle traveling together. The handle is first, then the hammer head. So your elbow, wrist, and then the hammer go into the ball. And so what I learned then is if I apply the same technique, but now sideways, when I hit, my elbow naturally, just by grabbing the hammer, my brain puts my elbow in front. It knows to use this hammer properly. If I put my elbow in front, it's going to hit out in front. Again, I'm not going to hammer like this. No power. My brain already knows that. So simply by grabbing a hammer, I've already put my elbow in the correct position. Now, take your racket and pretend it's the hammer again. Use the side of the frame like you're going to hammer this ball. Immediately, your elbow will go in front. Now, once you start to understand that, put the ball back and pretend that this is the hammer. So now, as you come in, you'll see if your elbow leads, you will hit the ball out in front. It's very awkward to hit the ball late. And so, as you even prepare for a shot, if you already go into it leading with your elbow, you naturally are going to prepare sooner than you would if you're catching the ball late. And so for most players, just by getting the elbow in the proper position, it allows them to hit the ball out in front, which is going to allow you to hammer the ball. All right, so how can you practice this to help out your game? So the best way I suggest doing this is at first just coming over the courts by yourself, just bring a popper of balls and come up to the service line. And in this position on the court, angle yourself so that the center tee is right in line with your belly button. And if you do that, when you turn, your contact point should be right over the tee. You'll see how my elbow, then my wrist, then the racket get to the tee. Now, just drop and hit the ball and try to hit it straight down the service line. And again, we're just going to work on a small swing here. So I'm just going to start slightly before the contact point and finish slightly after the contact point. Eventually, the racket's going to go all the way through and we're going to have a big full swing. But as you're learning the parts of the hammer it method, you got to understand that at certain stages, we're just looking at individual aspects of the swing. We're not trying to hit every piece of the swing all at one time. So I also tell people it's almost like you're putting together like a Lego set. So you turn the page and you build different pieces on to what you've already got, and you continuously build until you have a finished piece. You don't try to just do everything at the exact one step. And so the hammer it method is step by step putting together your strokes. And so any concept that we're working on may not be the entire concept for everything, but it is for that particular part. And so right now, to work on being able to hammer the ball, you've got to get your elbow in front. And the best way to do that is to start at the service line with the racket slightly before contact, turn to contact, and then extend where you want the ball to go. So this is not our whole swing. This is just a very small portion of the swing. So again, I'm going to drop it, and I'm going to hit straight out. And notice how I'm not swinging super fast. I'm just swinging at about a 2 or a 3. So I drop and extend. And if I do everything correctly, if I drop the ball on the center tee, turn, catch it out in front, and extend out toward my target, the ball should go straight. So just set up a couple cones and try to hit the ball between the cones. And then just bring your basket and just drop and hit. And notice how by doing this, I'm catching the ball out in front. And so this is going to help you learn how to hit that ball out in front every time. And so by doing this simple drill, it's going to help give you a better feel for that contact point out in front. And we're also working on learning how to aim the ball horizontally. We're not too worried about how we're hitting the ball vertically right now because, again, this is just a small portion of a component of our swing. And so we're just focusing on learning how to hit the ball out in front and then extend toward our target. This, again, is going to give us the maximum amount of leverage. And so by doing this drill right here, you're going to start to develop that part of the hammer it method into your game. And so we're going to work on catching the ball out in front and extending to our target. And by doing this, this is going to give you more power into your forehand and help you learn how to hammer the ball. For more on Hammer It Tennis, be sure to check out the other videos on our channel. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel to get everything about Hammer It Tennis your way. And so we're going to have more videos coming out so that way you can learn the Hammer It Tennis method yourself. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so I really like that. I like the idea of the hammer to actually teach you how to hammer a forehand. Pretty creative. Daniel Dodson, again, he's going to be part of our Tennis Con 4 event, and he's going to be helping you hit bigger. That's this year's theme. We're hitting bigger. We're playing bigger, better than ever before. So if you want the best coaches on the planet to help you do that, make sure you go in the description link below and you grab your ticket. Well, you're not grabbing your ticket yet. You're actually getting on the alert list. So then I can notify you when free tickets are available, which they will be available for a limited time. All right, now make sure you also go to Hammer It Tennis right now. You run over there, you smash up a subscribe button. You like this video, so you're showing Daniel some love, that you appreciate that he gave you a great lesson today. And we will see you on the next video real soon.